Hey there, boaters. I'm Captain Stacey Hanrahan, and welcome to Wednesday's episode of The Boaters TV. First up, our Captain's Caption photo was provided by Andrea Vossi. We'll reveal the caption of the day at the end of the show. Coming up in Did You Know, Mayday pranks are no joke in this week's Mad Mariner Report. Some may think making a false distress call is a harmless prank, but Mayday hoaxes are no laughing matter to the Coast Guard. In fact, as Mad Mariner's Captain Art Pine tells us, they're quite serious matters to search and rescue crews. When Coast Guard vessels, aircraft, and rescuers are out chasing hoax callers, they aren't available to help boaters who are really in trouble. Plus, these types of pranks needlessly expose Coast Guard crews to possible injury or even death. Mayday hoaxes are also quite expensive. It costs the Coast Guard up to $1,200 an hour to operate its small patrol boats, nearly $9,000 to operate its rescue helicopters, more than $12,000 for a C-130 patrol plane, and a whopping $14 grand an hour to operate just one of its cutters. The Coast Guard reports receiving 772 hoax calls since early 2003, and they've come in all around the country from pranksters, drunks, and otherwise disturbed people. One man facing criminal charges arranged a Mayday hoax in an attempt to have himself declared dead. A few months later, he was found and arrested. And unsupervised children have made false distress calls. All hoaxes are illegal. By knowingly making a false distress call, you're committing a felony. And the penalty is 5 to 10 years in prison, a $250,000 criminal fine, and $5,000 in civil fines. On top of that, convicted pranksters may be required to reimburse the Coast Guard for the cost of its search and rescue mission. By the way, if you think you can pull off a false distress call without getting caught, think again. With the implementation of digital selective calling and Rescue 21, the Coast Guard now has the tools to pinpoint the location of real emergencies and fake ones. So just don't do it. Mayday hoaxes cost time, money, and sometimes lives. Oh, and remember the story of the boy who cried wolf? To read Captain Art Pine's entire article, go to www.madmariner.com. Next up in Off to Hook, online fishing for the big bucks. Fantasy became reality for one lucky Minnesota man when he won $1 million. Michael Thompson, a stay-at-home dad, became an instant millionaire by winning the FLW Fantasy Fishing Contest. It was a virtual photo finish. In 7 pro bass fishing events, Thompson accumulated the most points and edged out the runner-up by correctly predicting the winner of the season-ending Forest Wood Cup. 14 other finalists went home with big catches too, including Ranger bass boat packages, a Chevy truck, and 5-figure gift cards. The FLW Fantasy Fishing season follows the Walmart FLW Tour, a series of 7 real bass fishing contests held around the country. Players select 10 pro anglers before each of the tournaments. They get points based on how those pro anglers finish. This was the first $1 million payout in the history of fantasy sports. Season 2 of Fantasy Fishing kicks off next February when the FLW Tour starts up again. For more information, go to www.fantasyfishing.com. Now let's see what's making waves in nautical news. Sea lovers and art enthusiasts, this one's for you. The 30th anniversary exhibition of the American Society of Marine Artists is underway. It's one of the largest shows of contemporary American marine art, and it's making a splash at museums in 5 states. The exhibit features art from more than 100 artists, including oils, watercolors, pastels, pencils, and sculptures. In addition to the traditional pieces that highlight commercial ships and historic vessels, for example, the show is seeing more works depicting marine wildlife in today's ocean environment. Yes, even the art world is going green. The exhibition will be at the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum in Maryland through September 22nd, before moving on to Oceanville, New Jersey in October. For more information, including a complete tour schedule, go to www.americansocietyofmarineartists.com. And now it's time to reveal the first Stacey Sealebrity profile pic of the week, which is Mike Overlin and his 40-foot Fairweather Mariner, Elysium. Mike has been sailing for 8 years now and has no problem single-handing his vessel. But it looks like he's got plenty of help if he wants it. Welcome to the boaters, and congrats on your Sealebrity status. And finally today, the captain's caption of the day is, "Oh, it still turns the same way even though the steering wheel's on the other side?" Submitted by Kenny. And that'll do it for this episode of the Boaters TV. See you back here on Friday.